Welcome back, guys. We're in chapter 10. This is the final chapter of the course. This chapter is going to discuss how to find good local contractors. So the first question you should ask is, when should you hire a contractor or a professional energy auditor? You should do this anytime you have work that you don't feel comfortable doing or requires you getting into spaces that you're not able to work in. Keep in mind that many areas that need work also have air quality and or allergy issues present in them. So if you're sensitive to these kind of things, it might be best to hire a professional to get it done. With spray foam insulation, you should almost always contract it out. The only exception is if you actually have experience installing it and you're only doing a small area inside your home. Otherwise, just hire a pro for this. If your time is more valuable doing other things, then any potential savings from doing the work yourself is really negated. So you should probably hire it out again. When deciding whether or not to call in a home energy auditor like myself, ask yourself if you fully understand the cause or causes of the issues in your home. And if not, perhaps at least a phone consultation would be helpful. Of course, nothing will replace an in-person visit and actual testing of your house, but there are many issues you can find easily and either fix on your own or direct someone else to do. It really comes down to your comfort level with solving the issues at hand and understanding how the repairs and improvements need to be done. Hopefully this course is giving you a lot of direction in that. The second one up is how to find and vet contractors and auditors. Ask for company referrals from reputable tradesmen, friends, and family. Call those contractors and ask for at least 3 recent customers they can refer you to, and then actually call those people to see what their experience was like with those contractors. You probably already thought about this, but do a Google search for home energy audit, home energy rater, or home energy expert near me. You can also use your local town or city name in the search results to get better results. Don't just call the top 3 sponsored ads that you see. Scroll down to the Google business listings, and then further down you'll also find the organic search results. You'll want to avoid most big contractors that you see on billboards and in mass media. Larger companies many times are owned by private equity firms with a focus on sales and not quality diagnostics. If you do find local energy auditing companies, give them a call and ask if they have any local insulation or HVAC contractors that they recommend. Good energy auditors are more likely to know who the good quality contractors are in the area, so take their recommendations and then go do your own due diligence on those companies. Read the Google reviews, filter by recent first, and then filter by bad reviews and see if there's any common threads amongst them. You can also use Yelp.com to a lesser extent, but I found that the reviews on there tend to be more biased one way or another, so take it with a grain of salt. Google search the owner's name and look for complaints filed and any criminal history record. I can't tell you how many times this has come up after the fact, and it's surprising given the availability of information today. Look for Better Business Bureau complaints. These are not always helpful since they don't cover all businesses, because only businesses that actually pay to be members are part of that network. The third one here is know what questions to ask them over the phone before scheduling appointments. Tell them what house type you have, what foundation type you have, and what HVAC type you have, and where it's located inside your home. Let them know that you know the common areas to address in your home and want them to focus on before they come out. For insulation contractors, ask what types of insulation they install and what is their specialty. Ask if they do air sealing work, and if so, what type of materials they use. Ask if anyone in their company has certifications from BPI, ResNet, or another building science-based training program. For HVAC contractors, ask if they're familiar with having their ductwork tested for leaks, and if so, do they also provide that service or know of other companies that do. Ask if they can perform a manual J and D calculation to determine what your home's heating and cooling load is and the proper size of your ductwork. Ask if they do total external static pressure testing, heat rise, cooling drop, and airflow testing. Ask if they use MeasureQuick software for analyzing system performance. If the answer to these questions is yes, then you're more likely to be working with a higher quality contractor. The fourth one here is the types of contractors that you're going to reach out to. Handymen are the first ones. You can use them for basic stuff like weather stripping, caulking and air sealing, blocking tops and bottoms of building chases connected to attic spaces, replacing lights with LED retrofit kits, installing or fixing exhaust vents, and small insulation jobs where fiberglass or foam boards needed. Some handymen can also seal ductwork. Just ask if they know how and what materials they use. The second type of contractor is carpenters. You can use carpenters for building up attic hatches, creating new attic accesses where you don't have them currently, or replacing doors and windows if that's something you need. The third one up is insulation and air sealing contractors. You're going to use these guys for all the big projects involving blown-in attic insulation, spray foam, or dense packing walls with cellulose. They can purchase materials needed much cheaper than you can, and they'll get the work done much faster and in better quality most likely as well. The fourth type up is heating and cooling contractors. You're going to use these guys for diagnosing any issues with your system, repairing faulty equipment, installing new heating and cooling equipment, and upgrading or insulating and sealing ductwork. They'll also upgrade air filter racks, add humidity control systems, and replace your thermostat if that's something you need. The fifth thing here is to hold these guys accountable. Tell them why you're doing the improvements in the first place and what problems you're trying to solve. Tell them what you want done in writing before they start, and make sure that their estimates or proposals also state exactly what they're going to do. Do not let them start working without everything clearly written in their proposal with an agreed upon price. Many contractors will require a down payment before they begin work. I personally wouldn't pay more than about 30% down unless you've worked with them before and feel comfortable. 30% down should cover the cost of most materials needed for your projects. Tell them you want your house or HVAC system tested before and after improvements are done to quantify and verify that improvements were done properly. Withhold final payments until after all work is done and you've received the pictures and test results proving that it was done right. The sixth thing here is leave reviews online after the work is done. After all, you relied on the reviews of others when you were searching for contractors, so return the favor and leave one as well. Be honest here. Let everyone know the good, the bad, and the ugly with dealing with that contractor. If you have any feedback on how I can make this course better or have any topics you'd like to learn more about, please let me know. Let's get started.